My name is Alan November, and I'm an education technology consultant. I live near Boston, Massachusetts in the United States, and I have this amazing professional life of being able to travel the world and work with schools and universities to figure out how to apply technology to improve learning. I think one of the biggest ideas technology brings is a shift of control of learning. So over time, the knowledge of a professor, the value of that knowledge will go down because the knowledge will be on the internet. But the really important skills of a professor, designing challenges and creating face-to-face learning and teaching students to learn how to learn will go up. Knowledge is still important, but not the focus on the transfer. We need to teach students to learn how to learn. A logical first step is to realize the real revolution is not technology, it's information and global collaboration. The internet is the revolution, not the box, not the device. And the internet brings two things. It brings us information, and a lot of it isn't very good, and it's overwhelming. And it brings us people all over the world. So the skill of making meaning out of massive amounts of information is very important. And the skill of figuring out with whom do I collaborate on this problem is also very important. We tend not to teach those two skills. Well, the knowledge of the internet is not rocket science. We have a great opportunity to teach teachers. First, we have to recognize that we have to teach teachers. Because a lot of teachers don't know they don't know. They think they know. So the grammar, the syntax, punctuation, command structure, algorithm, every search engine has logic to it, how it works. But a lot of people don't realize what that logic is. They're just throwing up words in a search box without understanding the command structure. So one is we're going to have to reteach the architecture of information to all of our educators. And when we do that, then they have a chance to redesign the assignments, requiring students to think more deeply about things like cultural perspective, primary source documents, how do they create and solve problems. So rather than give students problems, we have to teach students to design their own problems. I think that's harder to do that than to give a student a problem. Technology will not stop. I understand that. We all understand. Cheaper, more powerful, three-dimensional is next. Who knows what's next? All I know is we don't know. But we're not there yet. We have very primitive devices. 10 years from now, we're going to laugh at why we spent money on an iPhone 6. Well, since Socrates, we've been arguing how much content can we define that we think is absolutely important for every student to know, country by country. Countries don't agree. The United States doesn't agree with England. It doesn't get closer than that. British students would flunk our IQ test. We would flunk theirs. We think we're right. They're right. Everybody thinks they're right. So I've decided that I'd spend more time on skills, learning how to ask questions, global collaboration, good research skills, how to write well, how to tell a story, how to analyze a lot of data. I think we need to spend more time on that than on memorizing content. I can just push a button and get the content. And one day, I got a call that one of my students broke in to a computer lab during the summer vacation. And I had to go and get him and punish him. But he broke in to learn. This is before anybody owned a computer. This is in the 80s. And he had self-taught an entire subject of computer science without taking the course. And we gave him a test. And he was the best student in the class without ever attending the class. And I was so stunned by this that I realized the structure of school was never going to help this boy. He needed to be self-directed and exploring, immediate feedback. He needed to own his learning. I've never been to a conference with this many countries. I've been challenged here more than any other conference. People helping me with my own ideas. That's fun. From different cultural perspectives. I would recommend any keynote come here and be challenged. It's a good thing to do. But I love the global. I have to tell you, I love the idea that 70 countries are in the room, challenging to me.